Hello, everyone. This is going to be one problem of each section for our extra review. So here we have multiplication. So this is a binomial times a binomial. So you have to do your first times your outside times your inside times your last. Sometimes I show students the box method, but what I'm doing here is I'm multiplying each term, so it looks like this. Now, this step usually is done in people's brains. So 5x times 2x, that would give me a 10x squared. 5x times 5 would give me 25x. Negative 7 times 2x would give me a negative 14x. Negative 7 times 5 is negative 35. And then I can combine these two like squares. These two like terms. These two are just x's. That one does not combine because that one is squared. So my final answer would look like 10x plus 11, or 10x squared plus 11x minus 35. That is how you do your first set of questions. The second set of questions look something like this. Now, I have to first, if I'm going to solve for x, I have to first set this equal to 0. So I'm going to subtract this 2x squared over. Those are like terms. I'm going to subtract the 24 over. So now this will be equal to 0. So now I have x squared plus 5x minus 24 is equal to 0. Now at this point, you can do your quadratic formula. You can do your x a, B, C. I'm going to show you another way that you could do this. You can factor this because I'm solving for x. So if I factor this, that's kind of like undoing this that I just did. We want to try to have our answer look like this if you're going to factor. So if I'm going to factor this, I have to break up my x squared. My options for x squared are either x or x, because now those two will multiply to get this. My options for negative 24. So again, if you look at this first and last term didn't change once I combine like terms. So my options for negative 24 are 1 and negative 24, 2 and 12, 3 and 8, 4 and 6. One of them has to be negative, so I'm going to put the negative actually with the first one. Remember, these middle two terms, these added together to get that middle one here. So I'm looking to see which ones add together to get the middle. Oh, it looks like maybe this. So I can check that out. Now I can check to see, does that work for this? Well, that multiplies to get my first. That multiplies to get my second. And then if I go my outside, that's positive 8x. My inside is negative 3x. That would add together to get 5. So that checks out to be factored. So now I can set both of these equal to 0 to solve. So if I solve here, I have to add the 3. So x is equal to 3. Here to subtract the 8. So x is equal to negative 8. You could also solve this right here using your quadratic formula. You should still get 3 and 8. And the last one, the most difficult section, will be x plus 1 here, x minus 1 because you want to get rid of that division, and that would multiply up here, and I would get 2x. So now I have to do my foiling. Before I can do anything with this, I have to do my first, that's x squared, my outside, again, negative 1x, inside, positive 1x, and my last would be negative 1, and this would be equal to 2x. Now I can combine these like terms, so this is x squared minus 1 is equal to 2x. So now I have to subtract that over. X squared minus 2x minus 1 is equal to 0. And actually, I set up a bad problem. So I'll use my quadratic formula for this, or I could factor it, but I know for sure the problem I randomly came up with at 4:30 in the morning, it doesn't solve. But you should solve this and then get x is equal to 2 numbers. And that is review. Do as much as you can. This is not due for Monday, but I want you to try to do as much as you can. Thank you. Have a great, grand, wonderful day.